All right, so after that very emotional last reading, that guys were like, do another one, do another one. I was like, all right, okay, I'm gonna take this off. And this is what's coming through on this is that, okay, whoa, lots coming to me. All right, something that's really fascinating and also really helps a lot on this journey, or at least for me, is that realizing that our ego creates this perception of reality, but also like this idea of separation. And like, I do believe that we're separate souls here experiencing. So it's like, you need to have your own unique experience, but then because of all the ways that the ego wants to protect us and okay, I'm trying to keep this like ordered. Oh my gosh, come on. Losing it now. Okay. We get this this idea of entitlement and also like righteousness. Like that's why all these things happen, that we have to like break the ego down and come back into the heart space and come back into this unity consciousness, or this Christ consciousness, whatever words you want to use, so that we don't think that we're above anybody or below anybody either. And that also helps you on this journey in many, many ways of understanding that first, there's these patterns that play out, which is very interesting. So it's kind of like someone said, yeah, whoa, weird. Too much is coming to me. Something about the Truman Show. And that is creepy. Like, I don't like that analogy, because it's like it, but on the other hand, it also helps us to understand that we're navigating this boat together. Like many of us are going through very similar things, and that helps you to not feel alone and not feel like you can't get through it because other people are going through it. Like we get all these ideas that like we've been through so many things that other people haven't experienced, or that no one is going to be there for you, and these types of things. And another part about this is that if you're on this journey specifically of like healing, and you want to ascend, and you're the cycle breaker, you're the black sheep, there's a lot of similarities that pair with those people. And I would recommend with the people who like are that person in their family. So I would recommend like going and finding like readers, or finding different spiritual groups that you connect with, because that will also help you to open up your mind again. Because I know for me, like I just was in that space today of feeling so like alone and unsupported, and it's like we get in our heads about that. That's not always truth, but like the universe is also trying to be like, do you really want to be around the people that don't like you, or do you want to find the people that you connect with? Because it's going to take some time or whatever, like it doesn't work out the way that we want it to, or that we don't always have exactly what we need at the moment that we need it. But again, when you get out of your head, you realize that, okay, I'm supported. I have what I need. Like breathe, find gratitude, look out, like remember the things that I do have and that I can be grateful for right now. Helps bring you back around. Because then you remember like, okay, yeah, like ultimately this is the journey I want to be on. I want to find my soul tribe, like you remember, then you start to remember you start to remember the path that you're on and what you really want to move toward and go toward and create and experience and all of that. And so it's like, you can't, and this is a crazy journey, period, because it's like there's so much more unknown that we're navigating, and there's so many more times of feeling lost and feeling pain and facing fears, and there's not that stability, there's not the same degree of like comfort and security that you have, because you're like, all right, bye, cut. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because I like, it does feel like that sometimes though. It's like, I just experienced that with a guy that, I don't want to give his name, and I really liked him, and I was like, oh, maybe this will be someone like us. Maybe this is a soul tribe member. And then it was like, it's not meant to be. And it's like, And it is what it is. It's just such a weird thing. It takes so long to like get to this place of just like being, I mean, I'm still not at that place where I can just do that and just like walk away like it's nothing. But it's like you realize that you have to do that in order to find the people that you really resonate with. Because another big part about this is protecting your energy and realizing that people are just going to drain you. And then you're just so much more sensitive that you're like, I have to focus my energy and only gear it toward and focus it toward the things that I want to do. And that means that people like that's where I am, because I've just been so exhausted from life right now that it's like, I'm like, anybody trying to distract me is like, you got to leave me alone or get all the way gone. And I don't want to be that. I don't like that Queen of Swords energy, but like, there's like, you realize that like, God is like, yeah, like your guides are backing you, because that's that old self. That old self is the doormat. That old self is that person that gave to everybody. That old self was that person that was always over giving. And we're letting that part of us go. Whoa, man, this message. Okay, I see why y'all brought me to the table again. Okay, because somebody else needs this, clearly. I don't know why so much is coming to me, but sometimes you have to hit the bottom to come back up. Wow, okay. Okay, this is the other part of that ties in with all this, is that we had the Tower, and I asked for clarifiers, and we have both the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. Definitely been feeling both of these energies today as well. So again, somebody else is probably experiencing that. And what was shown to me is that it's one of the ways that the universe supports us is throwing towers at us when we get ourselves into this position. Because when we get to this place, and it's okay. I wish that we could just just always be the Hierophant. Like, I'll be cool with that. Like, I just play the Hierophant for the rest of my life. But we don't get that. We have an ego, and we have the illusion. We get stuck in that moon reversed energy, and we're not picking up everything. Our intuition's all got whacked out, and like. So we have to experience towers to come back around. And that's one of the ways that the universe does support you, because we get ahead of ourselves. We get ourselves into trouble sometimes. We get ourselves wrapped up in our own minds, and we forget to drop back in our body, or there's just too much, you can't manage all the energy. And that's why I do feel like it does feel like they're experimenting with us sometimes, or your higher self. And it could be that our higher self, someone described it as that your higher self is just like ruthless and it's just like throwing you into different situations. So, I mean, that could be true. There could be truth in that. And because you do get to this place more and more where you're just like, how do I create security and a comfortable life and a simple life so that I can continue this work? Because it gets crazy sometimes. But either way, the towers are come to us as a blessing, because it's like, okay, that's not meant for you. Bye. It's got to go. And so that was just that's what came to me about this, because it gets very frustrating being in these positions. And sometimes we don't know. We're like, I can't figure out how to get out of this. And then the universe is like, zap, and it brings something down that shatters something, or like gets something out. It gets it out of the way for you. So those are reminders that our team is always here, but it is really rough sometimes. It is really scary. But once you go through it enough times and you're like, okay, they've got me. I'm okay. Breathe, come back into my body. I just need to do my part, my job, play my role. Remember why I'm here. Remember what I want to do, and let everything else go. When you get into that position where it's just like, it's way, 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 way too much. Like that's something that, okay. Last thing I'm going to say about this is that, okay, a lot of the, like, I feel like a lot of us, like I said, you'll realize that there's a lot of similarities with the people around you, or not just necessarily the people around you, but the people who are on this journey, and just in general humans. Like, once we get out of that idea that we're so different, I mean, you have to not play that role. I mean, you have to be willing to speak your truth and stuff. So it's not like you're not gonna see that or meet everyone at that place. But a lot I can only speak for me, but I know because I've learned how to believe in myself in a lot of ways, and I've done so many things on my own. So then I feel like this is like, I have to take it all on. I get in that headspace of like, I have to figure all this out and I have to take it all on. But this is a reminder that you don't, and that's not expected of us. We are put through these. I hope that I'm speaking right on this and that I get a confirmation or something, but like, we are put through all these tests and all of these things that we have to figure out how to get through, and like figure out where to surrender and these different things. But like, the universe doesn't expect us to be overburdened all the time. We can't manage that. So a lot of us, I think, on this journey, like, because we learned how to believe in ourselves, now we're learning how to let go, surrender, and trust in divine guidance and trust in the Most High. And that's, especially if you've also had relationships that have reflected that lack of trust or that lack of support, it's even harder to trust. But that's the point, is that we're like learning how to play the hanged man now and be more of that energy of like trusting in the universe. Because you're letting go of the ego, and the ego is just control. And so you want that if you want that higher energy to come in and guide you and lead you, we have to continue to let go. And I think that just is how the journey goes. Like, I just think we get in our heads sometimes, and the universe is like, bam, 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 here's some towers, and then here's that clarity. Come back into your body, breathe, let go, you're fine. Or something along those lines. Like, we just get ahead of ourselves sometimes, but you have to accept those aspects of the journey, that the ego is still like, it's like a little kid, like, that's mad that it can't have a say or something anymore. It's like, it feels like, because it is like that. It's like your ego has a tantrum, and you're like, oh, this isn't fair, and you get, you know what I mean? Like, that's how it feels. And then we're reminded that we are rewarded, and that we are safe, and that we are supported, and that, it's just and then the way that things come in is never the way that you expect it. And sometimes for me, it's even, I'll look back and I'll be like, oh my God, like, yes, I felt peace today, or I made it, like, I got through that thing that I thought was hard, and it wasn't as hard. And I'm like, oh, I'm actually not as my emotional resilience is higher now. Like, I don't have to, I can just cry and move through it really quickly and not just sit in that space. And so it's like, there's like little things that you'll start to realize that are reminders of growth. I know I'm speaking really, really fast. They're obviously trying to push me to not give up and to pursue this, because those low points really make you want to give up. Okay, we have Queen of Cups out here, so you're balancing it. That's that reminder, like I said, that you might have to cry. You need that release, but you're clearly strong. You've got that. You've got that. You maybe even have mastered that. I think that's more King of Cups, but both of them I feel is like emotional mastery when I see that card. And also your creativity. And it could be a reminder to tap into that. And also this Five of Swords. So it's like, you've got it. Don't give up on yourself. You got it. And if you don't got it, then the Tower is going to come down, and you're going to see what you need to see, Then we've got 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, and we have 11. This 11 can, like, I mean, it's been popping out. It's the same two. It's the Knight. It's the page. Sorry, the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. We got the Page of Cups reversed. But that same 11 just keeps popping out, and that's that manifestation energy. So, I think that this to me, the overall reading was a reminder that the universe is like, we're backing you. Cause like all this I sat down and it came to me. I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, I'm like, it was not there a minute ago, whatever, X amount of minutes ago. So this was definitely that reminder that, like, if you get yourself in that position of you're two in your head and you can't handle it, and you're like, there needs to be a break. It's like that Tower will come in to clear out what's not necessary. Because I've been practicing this for 4 months now, and I know that I don't want to give up. I'm like, I know that I want to keep going. I want to keep pursuing something and keep giving back and keep making the effort. But it's like, sometimes you just don't have that like idea of like all this abundance and this money and this whatever coming in. And so then it's hard. It's hard to keep at it. And that's another thing, because it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to do this work. And so give yourself like the credit, and remember that this card to me is a reminder. It's a 9, which is like, I can't think of the word, totality. Can't think of the word, like a full cycle or something like that. But this is like sovereignty, like standing on your own. Like you've got it. You've got it. We also have death reverse, which is, again, that to me is like that. It didn't pair with the Tower, but that's that, like, you're wanting to resist that, which will play out in its own time. For the things that have to go, they have to go. Because that's another thing that you accept about this. Like I said, like sometimes it really just feels like you're just like cut with people. And it's like, you just have to realize that you have to, like, no one else is going to respect your energy. No one else is going to hold your boundaries for you. No one else is going to, and that's really hard, because again, it's hard to be like, I deserve respect. I deserve for my energy to be reciprocated. You know, like you have all these ideas, but it's like, it takes time to actually create that around you. Especially when you think back and you're like, oh yeah, I was just a doormat all those times. Oh, I was just over giving. And it also is, you know, it toughens you up, because you're like, okay, I don't know. That's BS. I'm not going to be taken advantage of by every person that comes into me. Like, no, you just got to think about not Pac-Man. I can't think of the game where you just like, I don't like think of like guns, like shooting them down. I can't think of a good analogy. It's not coming to me, but you start to respect yourself, you know, and how much time and effort you put into whatever else you have going on in your own life, that you're like, no, if you're not going to respect my time and energy, I love you, but you need to go. I send you my blessings, and you go take them and find the people that suit you, because I'm trying to find the ones that suit me and give me reciprocity. So yeah, I brought up some fire, and we're almost at 20 minutes, y'all. And I hope that somebody else got something from this. Please send me a donation. I would love to feel some flowers coming at me, and I'm just don't know what's coming through me right now. But yeah, we heard Santa's coming in the last one, and it's time for Santa to come. We're ready to embrace you, Santa. Because I don't want to give up. I'm really enjoying this, and I really want to give however I can. And like I said in the last one, my time is limited. It takes a lot to be the mom that this kid needs, and to play the other roles that I have to play every day. So I would love to be able to continue this work and support and give back in any way that I can. But any feedback or energetic exchange, like, subscribe, send a donation, book a reading with me, anything helps me to keep coming on here and giving. I love you guys so much. Don't give up, okay?